guys, welcome back, and today I'm going to do a review for you of the Real Techniques Beauty Blender dupe. It is this guy here. Sorry, it's already dirty and squishy, and I already have my face on because I just did it. But this, I believe, is around $7 at Walmart in Canadian prices, so it's probably closer to $5 or under in America. And the Real Techniques brand gets a lot of love, and people are always looking for beauty blender dupes because it seems kind of silly to spend $20 on a sponge. So I thought I would review this guy. Keep in mind, I do not own a beauty blender. I have never owned a beauty blender. As I mentioned afterwards, I'm just not a sponge girl, so I may be a little biased. But yeah, I thought I would give this guy a shot and see how practical and well it worked for your average busy college student. So if you want to see the application and the review of this guy, keep watching. So I may look a little weird right now. I don't know if you can tell, but half of my face has foundation on it and half of it doesn't. Skin looks all nice. Super broken out. This side I did with my regular brush, which is a duo fiber stippling brush, and the other side I'm gonna do with this guy. This is the size before it is run underwater at all. Just to give you guys a comparison, this is the size of a MAC lipstick, and that is the sponge there. So it is a little bit shorter. Obviously it's pretty wide and round though. I'm gonna go fill this up with water, and then I will do a side-by-side comparison of the size for y'all. Okay, so here's the afterwards here. As you can tell, I'll do a side-by-side, but again, it is quite thicker than before. I believe it was Makeup by Tiffany D. I saw who said that she runs underwater and then she squishes it in between a dish towel. So I just did that, and now it is a lot fluffier, still really squishy, pretty dense. For a close-up, people have talked about it before. I don't have a beauty blender, but people have talked about how some dupes lack having these little like pores almost, and this guy has that. And if anyone is wondering, I'm going to be using the Givenchy foundation, which is my favorite foundation. I know how it wears, so I know how the coverage is normally. So I'm just kind of tapping this on. When you try to like wipe it, I guess, it doesn't really go smoothly, if that makes sense. So I'm just gonna keep tapping it. I'm using this flat side here. Not sure if this is just too wet or what, but it feels weird. But it's also because I never owned like a beauty blender or a sponge like this, so maybe it's because I'm new to the whole thing. It goes on, I'd say, a little bit thinner. Like, I don't know if you can see, like maybe it just sits on longer. This like settles in my fine lines a little bit, where it doesn't as much with the sponge. Obviously this is with no powder or anything. I think it does soak up a bit of product and use a bit more product, just because usually I use about a pump and a half, and I had 2 full pumps on the back of my hand that are used up now with this guy. It's weird because I feel like I'm putting more product on, but it goes on a little bit less coverage. Grab concealer now and try to conceal a bit. And I'm just going to be using Maybelline Master Studio Concealer. So I'm just going to take the end of that guy there and dot it around the eyes. Put it around my nose and all the little blemishes. I think it's almost too big. Maybe I just have a small face and have small features. But even this tip here that's pointed is a little bit too big to like get in around my nose perfectly. And I'm kind of getting, obviously this is my fault for doing my face makeup first. I can feel like I'm getting a bit of mascara on the sponge, trying to get it underneath my lash line here. So there is the final look there, I guess. I'm gonna go throw on some powder and throw on some blush and bronzer, and I will be back to talk about this little guy. So I have blush and bronzer, and my powder on now, so we are ready to speak about this. As I said before, I am a stippling brush kind of gal. I have a few different ones and I swap between them, but right now I'm just using the e.l.f. small stippling brush. This was like $4, I think, and it's probably even cheaper in the States. That's what I did this side with, and then I did this side with the Real Techniques Beauty Makeup Sponge thing, Beauty Blender Dupe. I don't know. I keep in mind I'm also the kind of person that does their makeup in their bed. I don't have like a vanity. I don't do it in the bathroom. I have this huge window in front of me in my bedroom, so I find it's easier to just do it in my bed in the morning. I don't use a big mirror or anything, so this is kind of inconvenient for me to go to the bathroom and get it ready to go and all that. So that's just a like makeup sponge thing in general. I do think it gives me a more flawless application more than one of these guys. This tends to put on a little bit thicker no matter how much you blend it out, where this blended it all a little bit better, and I guess didn't give me any of those like fine lines because there was a little bit of moisture in there, which is nice because I do have drier skin right now. It's not super convenient, but it does go on really nicely and really well, and if you are the kind of person who does your makeup in a bathroom, this seems like it would be a great thing for you to own, because I think it was like less than $10, still probably more expensive than this guy, but less than $10, and I found it worked pretty well. But saying that, I don't think it's one of those things that I will change out my stippling brush for by any means. I have no issue with it. It doesn't soak up a ton of product. You can see there's a little bit of foundation on there and a little bit of concealer on the end, but doesn't soak up a ton of product. Again, it does soak up more than a synthetic brush would, I find, which is kind of annoying when you're using a stupidly expensive foundation. But if you're using a drugstore foundation, obviously that's not too much of an issue. For me, this is something that I would kind of do after I put my makeup on more than anything. Like you saw with this side of my face, I put it on a little bit heavier with the stippling brush, and I just kind of went through and patted it and like rolled it over any areas that I was seeing like creases or settling into fine lines or anything like that, because I don't know if it's necessarily the best applicator for putting foundation from the bottle onto your face, but it's good at blending everything out and giving you that flawless finish once it is on top of your face area. If you have tried this guy out, let me know what you think about it below. I do like the shape of it, how it has this side, which the Beauty Blender does not have, because I think this covers more surface area on my face. Yeah, let me know what you think if you are a makeup sponge kind of person. For me, it's just like inconvenient, and it does soak up some product, and I can only imagine how I would never wash this and it would be the house of all of the germs. So yeah, let me know what you think. Oh, also this I found was too big, the tip. Like as I said before, going around my nose, like when I do this, unless I like fully squish it in, it doesn't like get in these little places where I'm trying to put concealer. Let me know what you thought, and I will see you guys soon.